Hey, what's up, yo?
Don't even trip. Just let me go downstairs.
Bruh. This game is murdering people. Let's see. Nukes top 5. Oi la. Hey, what is? It's your boy Blasphemous HD. Ooh, shoot. Love those sound effects. What it is, guys? It's your boy Blasphemous HD. What's up, Savage Gaming? Yeah, I'm saying, what it is, yo? Alright, so look, we bringing up the chat. What it is, guys? It's your boy Blasphemous HD. Let's go ahead and call this into order. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with things that are scary. And there's nothing wrong with things that are, there's nothing wrong with TikToks. But see, when you add these two things together, that's when you have 773 situations that none of us deserved, at least not me. Yeah, I'm saying, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here, I'm bringing up the chat, you guys. I got y'all. Let's do this. All right, so everybody sit back, relax. Yeah, I mean, pull out your breast if you like, really got to start specifying, Oh boy. Let's do this. All right, hold on, y'all. Let me check the chat. No. Where's the chat? Here we go.
A woman named Natalie who lives in the UK with her family says that lately strange things have been happening in their home. Natalie says that recently they've been doing renovations in their older house, and she believes that all of the activity might have disturbed something in the home, something dark and sinister. One night while her son is sleeping, this happens.
God damn. Yo, thanks for the compliment, Counter Plays.
They've been doing renovations in their older house, and she believes that all of the activity might have disturbed something in the home, something dark and sinister. One night while her son...
All right, we're going to start this over. This won't be an upload.
A woman named Natalie who lives in the UK with her family says that lately strange things have been happening in their home.
Lindsay Noel?
Natalie says that recently they've been doing renovations in their older house, and she believes that all of the activity might have disturbed something in the home, something dark and sinister. One night while her son is sleeping, this happens.
Oh, hopefully it's not a... Oh! Who steals children? What, a ghost of Jeffrey Epstein? Are we going to edit that out? Are we going to edit that out, guys?
Some unseen force seems to grab Natalie's son by his ankle and pull him right off the bed.
Damn.
The boy cries, and as if he is speaking to someone that we can't see, he says, "I don't like it. No." Natalie says that her son then ran into their bedroom crying and said that there was a man in his room.
Oh.
Obviously, we can see that there was no man in his room. So just who or what pulled the boy's leg?
Maybe it was the man.
Decide.
Huh?
Reality check.
It could have been the man.
Now, before we start with this video, it needs a little bit of explanation. So the Quest 3 VR headset has a mixed reality mode where it can scan your room, including all furniture, and it will actually project your game onto the walls, ceiling, and furniture of your own house. This tech uses infrared light and depth sensors to only detect things in the room, and it's actually very accurate.
Damn.
So Reddit user Moki is playing a kids game called First Encounter where you shoot at puffy little aliens that virtually run around your house. But her Quest VR headset is picking up something very strange in her home.
Is it now? Ooh! Oh! Shit! It better not move. It better not move.
Now again, it bears mentioning that Moki is playing a kid's game. This is not a ghost game, and whatever that is should not be there.
Damn.
The Quest VR headset has detected something very strange in her hallway. Something shadowy that looks like a man standing there in a dark hood or robe. So just what do you think that her VR headset was picking up? Let me know. The Midnight Messenger. Jennifer is taking care of her elderly mother who is critically ill. One night, she sees something on her mother's bedroom video monitor that gives her goosebumps.
Okay.
Ooh.
Did you hear it? In the middle of the night, a quiet little female voice seems to whisper, "Come," and the elderly woman seems to raise her hands and responds, "Okay." Then again, we hear the quiet little voice clearly say, "Mama."
Okay.
The woman's daughter Jennifer says that she believes that this is the voice of her sister who passed away in 2017. She believes that her sister is there to comfort their mom as she passes over to the other side.
Okay.
By the way, Jennifer's family has recently had a lot of bad news, with both her elderly father and mother sadly becoming critically ill. If you'd like to help them, you can check out their GoFundMe at this link, which you can also find down in the video description. Scratching the surface. Tara Rule says that as a child, she lived in a haunted house. She says that as she grew up, she believes that some strange paranormal entity from the house attached itself to her.
I'm going to tell you a ghost story. It's a true ghost story. And I believe that whatever it is has followed me here.
Tara says that she often finds all of the cabinets in her kitchen open. She also says that her cat sometimes seems spooked and will actually just hide for no reason. But Tara says that lately, things in her house have started to get even spookier.
I'm on the phone with my stepdad today, right? And he goes, "Who's there with you?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Who's there with you?" I was like, "No one, why?" And he's like, "Who's that guy talking?" I'm like, "I'm here completely alone. What do you mean?" He's like, "There's a man talking, like just as loud as you right now." And I was like, "I don't hear any."
Bruh, she herself looked like a ghost. Is that bad? We gonna edit that out.
And then he said it stopped.
But it gets even weirder, because you see, recently scratches have started to form on Tara's windows, but not on the inside. Tara has noticed that there are now strange deep scratches on the outside of the windows of her apartment on the second floor.
So bad news, there's new scratches. Again, these are on the outside of the windows, and I'm on the second floor. You can tell me what you think it says. I don't know what it says, but it looks like it's like 4 letters maybe. Again, this is on the outside of the window, you can see. Second floor. But I'll show you, these are definitely on the outside of the window, because I can wipe and wipe and wipe, and they're 100% on the outside. The only other like weird-ish thing to note is I've been hearing like loud noises.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Run, bitch. Run. Baby girl.
Jackie. Oh my God, thank God.
Baby girl looked like Wednesday from the Addams Family.
Oh my God, Jackie!
Mother.
I'm sorry, dude. You just scared the holy out of me.
Drop my phone.
As Tara is showing the new scratches that have formed on her windows, she actually manages to capture one of the kitchen cabinets opening all on its own. Understandably, she is a bit freaked out. To this day, Tara Rule still experiences strange activity in her apartment, and she found new scratches on her windows just days ago. If you see something that you think would be perfect for the top 5, email me at nukestop5@gmail.com. You can also tag me on TikTok at nukestop5official, and be sure to tag me only at nukestop5official, because there are a lot of fake accounts on there.
Hey, happy B-Day, Savage.
Brother and sister Josh and Crystal are doing a paranormal investigation at the notoriously haunted Hotel del Coronado in San Diego, California. The old hotel opened in 1888, and over the last 137 years, workers and visitors at the hotel claim to have witnessed multiple paranormal incidents and sightings. There are constant reports of lights flickering, televisions turning on and off, and things.
All right, you guys. Type a 1 in the chat if the audio is good. Type a 2 in the chat if the audio is bad. You know what I'm saying?
Flying off shelves. Josh and Crystal see something in a side room and try to catch it on film. It doesn't really work, but they do catch something even creepier.
It's okay. I can see you. Come to me. Are you a little boy? It's okay. Come here. It's okay.
What are you luring children?
I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but it looks like it's going like back and forth. Is he moving? Is he moving?
Mom.
It's okay.
No, wait. Come back.
Where?
No, you come back. Go straight. Look straight. Towards me. No. Turn towards me like you were earlier. Put your back towards me.
As Chris.
No. Turn towards me like you were earlier. Put your back towards me. No.
That's some bull. Bruh, this is some bullshit.
Mom.
It's okay.
No, wait. Come back.
Where?
No, you come back. Go straight. Look straight. Towards me. No. Turn towards me like you were earlier. Put your back towards me.
Oh.
As Crystal attempts to talk to the spirit of a little boy that she believes haunts the room, suddenly Josh's camera captures the spooky, unexplained shadow of a little child that seems to run right past Crystal from the other side.
Earlier. Put your back towards me.
So did Josh and Crystal catch evidence of the supernatural at the old Hotel del Coronado?
Either that or very weirdly shaped aliens.
As always, you decide. Give me shelter. YouTuber Tyson Pierce has a channel dedicated to travel, the outdoors, and basic survival in nature.
Yeah.
But on one fateful
Hey,
day,
what's up, Savage
all his
Gaming? Hope you're
training
having a
is
good day,
put to
man.
the ultimate test when something happens that is absolutely terrifying. Tyson is out in the middle of nowhere in Hawkesbury, Ontario, Canada, building what he calls a Viking turf house survival hut.
Hawkesbury.
Tagging along with him to help are his younger brother and his friend. The guys are about halfway through building the Viking hut when suddenly an urgent weather warning comes through on Tyson's phone.
Environment Canada has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Mobile coverage area, take cover immediately.
Beware,
But he and the boys are in the middle of nowhere with no
gonna
time to
edit that
get
out.
out of there. Now, before I show this in accordance with YouTube rules, let me note that absolutely no one was hurt in this video. But this frightening scene is what happened as the storm rolled in.
Oh, leaf.
What the hell? Oh my god.
Holy sh!
I'm going.
What?
Oh, je pense qu'il y a une tornade.
Non, oui, pardon.
On peut pas se sauver, c'est d'être là. Check.
Non, ici, ton père.
Check.
Ici, ton père.
Elle s'en vient, reste en dedans.
Non.
En dedans.
Yeah, get
Non, on
under.
peut pas, il est trop tard.
Yeah, get under the
En dedans.
rocks and.
Reste en dessous.
Oh no.
Tornado.
Yeah.
Tornado.
Oh
Stay
boy.
low. Stay low. Stay low. Stay low.
Oh.
Stay low.
Note to self: do not camp during a tornado. You know, yeah, I can only imagine the the sticks and rocks and dirt will protect them from the extremely harsh winds and flying debris. That is also made up of sticks, rocks, and dirt.
No! Stay! 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 Oh, buddy! Stay! 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 Stay!
Run, babies! Run!
Stay low! No,
shit away from me! God damn!
No, we're dying. We're dying. We're dying.
No! Stay!
Hey, look on the bright side, huh? At least GTA 6 is coming out.
Oh my god. Tice.
Stay! Stay!
Stay, Miguel.
Stay! Stay!
Get her way.
Holy f***!
Please, no, baby.
She good, only good.
I love how he switches from calming them and then to panicking the shit out of them. It's great. Like, it's, all right, hold on, guys. It's important that we stay calm. Everybody, calm down, okay? It's a tornado. Just calm down, stay low. Fuck! Good Lord, we're all gonna die. Like,
Sir, stop outside, sir.
Please, God, please, please.
Oh my god, no.
you better lie. You better lie to these children. You better lie to them. You better tell them that this is Captain Jack Sparrow coming back on the Black Pearl, and that this is the winds. You know what I mean? No way we perish from this. And if we do, then I get to check your pockets. I get all your wallets. Yep. Yep. Cry for your beloved freedom. Cry.
On est good, guys. On est good. On est good. S'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît.
Is that French?
Now again, let me repeat that in accordance with YouTube rules, none of these guys were hurt. Because of the amazing stability of Tyson's shelter, everyone survived and made it out without a scrape. Tyson returns a few days after the storm to check out his shelter and the surrounding woods.
That's my cabin. 2 trees. 2. That's my cabin right there. That is insane.
Hold on, guys.
That's snap though. Snap. I need to clear the trees. That's snap there as well.
The trees around the shelter have been uprooted and blown to the ground, but the shelter is still there. The guys are even able to find their bikes buried under one of the downed trees.
Oh, yes. Oh my god, no way.
Bro.
Our bikes are good. Wow.
Good spot.
My bike.
Our bikes are good.
So Tyson's amazing nature shelter actually saved their lives. He considers it a blessing that they were all able to escape without injury.
Thank you.
The Night Visitor. In the city of Gwalior in India, something very strange has been happening. Multiple people have recorded CCTV footage of a strange woman wrapped head to toe in traditional Indian clothing who seems to roam the streets late at night ringing random doorbells before just vanishing without a trace.
She's just horny.
It is said that animals react strangely to the woman, often running in fear.
She probably smell bad.
On one late night, a family in Gwalior records the woman walking down their street.
Word? Damn. Oh, is that filthy smelling bitch again? Feet smelling bitch. Oh, bro, look, she even rang a doorbell. Hey, what's up, man? Can I take a shower in your crib? Can I use that real quick? You got some sugar? Can I? Look, let me borrow one of your televisions. Can I borrow? No? Stingy motherfuckers. Shit. Man, don't nobody let me take a shit in their house. Somebody gotta let me shit in their house, man. Excuse me, I haven't shit in a month. Can I use your bathroom? What the fuck was that? Her hand. Yeah, I don't like that.
A bull in the alley runs away in fear as the woman approaches. And then as she rings one of the doorbells, her arm seems to stretch in a bizarre, inhuman way.
Oh.
Now, no one knows who the woman is or why she repeats this strange behavior night after night. Some residents of the town believe that she might be some sort of spirit, especially since police have been called multiple times to the scene. But when they arrive, the woman can never be found. Just outside your window. It's late one night when three brothers are asleep in their room. They wake up to a strange sound that seems to be coming from their window.
What was that, bro? Nah, bro, chill, bro. Hold it down. Bro, are you serious? That's a germ. Bro, it's coming from like there. Bro, but it's hot. No germ. I don't care.
The ghost is sexy?
No. No.
The boys have the fright of their life as they hear and see someone or something looking into their window, and they run from the room screaming. Unfortunately, the clip was posted without a source, so we just have to wonder what they saw. And even scarier, we have to worry that these shaky bunk beds will someday come crashing down and crush that guy on the bottom bunk. Oh no.
Man, I went outside with a knife.
This next video was sent in by hundreds of Nukes Top 5 viewers, but unfortunately, no one had a link to the original source. So the story goes that the owner's cat had recently passed away, but they believed that her ghost was haunting her old play cat tower. They claim they set up a camera and caught this spooky footage.
The hell? Is that normal? The hell? Damn. Was that a meow? Was that a ghost meow? Oh, yo, Double G. Hey, thanks for the 5 in super chat. Yo, you guys are freaking awesome, yo. Hey, bro, my name is London. Hey, what's up, London? Where you from, bros? Oh! Mother... Oh, shit!
Now, I have no source on this video, and I'm certainly not saying it's a quote-unquote real video of a ghost cat, but it's definitely kinda creepy. And some animal lovers say that they actually find the video very comforting. But let me know what you think.
Yo, W's in the chat for Double G.
So,
W's in the chat for Double G.
As usual, these are videos that were sent in that didn't really fit in the rest of the list. They're either a bit silly, a bit funny, or just kinda weird. So, Kaylee Shreve is working her shift at a Victoria's Secret store, and she goes to take a restroom break. But
her vagina ain't no secret.
Very weird.
Everybody's seen it.
I swear to God, this hand dryer just turned on.
Her vagina ain't no secret.
And that's how far, like, this is how far away I am.
Luke done seen it. Bob done seen it.
Turn on again if there's somebody here with me.
Seen it.
I will shit on myself right I'm not even wiping my ass.
Now that was truly disturbing. And let's hope that one of Kaylee's coworkers had a wet wiper.
I will shit on myself. Don't play with this bitch. Yo, that might be hands down the funniest thing I've ever heard in response to any type of paranormal activity. Hey, man, hey, you better, that better not be what it looks like. I will shit on myself in fear right now. Like if
start to get very weird.
I like this.
I swear to God, this hand dryer just turned on by itself. And that's how far, like, this is how far away I am from it. Turn on again if there's somebody here with me.
I will shit on myself right I'm not even wiping my ass.
Now that was truly disturbing. And let's hope that one of Kaylee's coworkers had a wet wipe or something.
I will shit on myself right now. I'm not even wiping my ass.
Next up, TikToker RCA is exploring an old abandoned house that is said to be haunted. He encounters something lurking in the decaying house that shocks him to his core.
Oh, I bet. When you're exploring a house on the grounds of Bando Mental Asylum and think you hear a noise.
What the?
Oh, God, birds! It's worse than a ghost. Birds. My hot Cheetos. Oh, shit, it's rabbit. It's feral.
So it's only a black vulture, but these birds usually feed off dead things. So what if there's something dead in that? No, there's probably not. There's probably nothing in there. Anyway, and finally, there's nothing worse than when you rent a nice Airbnb and the owner decides to drop by to say hello. Especially if they drop by like this.
What the hell? Yeah? Excuse me. Yeah.
You're the people that I let the house to, right?
Yeah.
You're here on holiday?
Yeah, who are you?
Well, I own the house. I'm Richard.
What are you doing? What open it, yeah? Is that a
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. I hope you're doing good too, Double G.
Where's your trousers?
If it's not inconvenient right now, I'd like to use the bathroom.
Excuse me, mate. We've rented this house from you.
Yeah, well, any problems?
No, there's no problems, mate. Just like...
With the house?
Well, yeah, I'm happy with the house, but like, what are you doing here?
I live here. Look.
Okay, but like, what are you doing, mate? Where's my privacy?
No.
So, hold a minute, yeah? Whilst we're sleeping, yeah? You're going out in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, I've got to put my dirty plates out there.
What, are you just in a jail in there? Where's your clothes gone? Where's your clothes?
They're in the washing machine. Put the stuff in the washing machine. I hope you don't mind.
But... But it's a bit weird. What's happening? What's happening
where are you from, London?
No, this should be no problem. I'm not going to interfere with you.
But you're interfering with me now.
No. This is unfortunate. I do all this at night.
I think the no pants is the most disturbing part for me. So that's all for this week. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back again next time.
Loved it. That was a good episode.
Yo, Pierre,
Oh God, no copyright. Oh God. Oh man. Let us see. You guys sent me one of these. Oh. In morgues and hospitals. Hell to the nizzle. Nah. Scary hospitals scare me.
The following video was taken inside an abandoned home, and 2 clients have been sent inside it to rid all of the spirits within. They entered with a rosary, which is a contraption meant to purify a building, but in this instance, it did the exact opposite.
What happened? Is it bad? What are you... The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Throw the cross at him. Push over the big screen television. Oh, they're saging the house. Quick. Push over their well-adjusted stack of DVDs cartridges. Oh shit! Oh nigga, the cross turned. Yeah, get him. I asked you to get for doing Jesus things.
Apparently, the couple were doing the sage wrong, and their method could have caused way more trouble to come to the house. This was highlighted perfectly when the moment they stopped, the lights somehow flickered on and off without anybody else present. The people who lived in the house refused to pay the couple for saging their house and deemed them as frauds. This didn't look good on their portfolio, and they were forced to quit the job. As for the house, it was blessed by a priest just 3 days after.
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
It was a Tuesday afternoon when Candace and her husband Tony were sitting together in the living room.
You should definitely come to America Double G, bro. There's awesome stuff out here. Hey, what's up, Charles? Yo, what's up, Nazareth Foster? Hey, hope you guys are having a great day, man. What's up, PG Swag?
For some reason, they were recording a Spider-Man toy on the table in front of them, and it seems like they were waiting for it to do something, and after a moment, it did.
How's on, honey? Get down.
We also type a 1 in the chat. If you guys want me to play a scary game once we reach the super chat milestone of 10 super chats.
Can you do forward?
Type a 2 in the chat. If you guys want me to play,
Did you see that?
No.
Non-scary games.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
Once we reach the super chat milestone, type a 3 in the chat. If you guys want me to play frustration games.
Can you make it move again?
Once we play it, once we reach the super chat milestone. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this literally just went.
Can you make the remote move? Okay. Can you make it go forward? Please? Can you move the remote?
Understandable.
I'm sure you probably got it on camera.
Oh, I probably did.
All right, once we reach the super chat milestone of 10 super chats, we're going to play
like
some
the
scary
toy?
games. Hold on to your butts. Oh, God.
You want to play with it some more? Can you go forward? There we go. Can you move the remote? This part?
The buttons aren't even moving. I was watching to see if there's anything pressing down the buttons.
Yeah.
And when I was staring at the buttons, that's when the whole remote went like this.
It's energy. Can do it. Can you do it one more time?
Can you
Strangely,
freestyle?
the toy drove itself off the table without anyone or anything nudging it off. At first, this could easily be excused as the wind, but when Candace placed it back on the table and asked it to move again, it did. The toy is powered by a spinner on its side, and if you spin it, the wheels will propel it forward. However, both Candace and Tony claimed that the toy was completely untouched before recording the video. Regardless, to their son's dismay, they quickly threw the Spider-Man toy into the trash, and it never bothered them again. At least that's what they thought. 2 days after the Spider-Man toy incident, Candace was doing some kitchen work, which was nothing out of the ordinary. She was making dinner for the family and was almost done when the unexplainable happened.
What happened? Spider-Man toy come flying in? Nah, I'm back, bitch. You thought you was rid of me? I'm back, bitch. Ooh. Kia, bitch. You thought it was over? It ain't over. Spatula, bitch. Love it. Love it.
When Candace started opening the drawer full of her cutlery and cooking tools, a spatula immediately flew out of it to the top of the shelves before falling to the ground. And understandably, Candace was shaken. She had no idea whether or not it was the same thing that caused the toy to move, but she knew for certain this couldn't have been the act of a real human being, or she would have seen them. Anyway, regardless of what was causing these events, it wasn't finishing, and it definitely wanted to have more fun in the kitchen. On July 26th of 2021, Candace was baking in the kitchen. Baking was a huge hobby of hers, and still is. In this particular instance, she was making a cake, but that's irrelevant. Something much more dangerous than a spatula was about to be launched, and it came horrifyingly close to hurting her.
Damn.
Out of nowhere, a sharp knife came from one of the pots that held them and just narrowly missed Candace's face. After the initial panic, she went back to baking, but then snapped back to reality and stopped. In both of the previous instances, the ghost had done harmless things.
Yes.
However, this time it was using a dangerous object, and Candace realized she had to take this stuff seriously. She decided to get the house blessed by a priest, including the people inside it, before going back to a normal life. For the next 2 years, Candace, Tony, and their son witnessed no paranormal activity in their home. That was until they relocated. In February 2023, the family moved house since Tony's work required him to. They moved to a nice, quiet village in one of the southern states, but they couldn't describe the home the same way. While the neighborhood was nice, the house itself felt eerie, as if something was wrong with it, and soon enough they found out what. When looking through CCTV to see if their son was lying about something or not, the parents found this.
I've had maybe like 2 or 3 experiences with ghosts. Like 17 technically, but I've lived in only like 2 or 3 places that was haunted. Yep.
Somehow, the door opened and closed on its own accord, and the son was the only person in the house at the time. If we look closely, we can see that no shadow or figure is in sight, so it definitely couldn't have been him. Also, considering the family had experienced paranormal activity before, it makes sense why they would for a second time. But this time round, it wasn't here to stay. After this incident, Candace and Tony were supposedly fine, and nothing strange happened to them again. On December 31st of 2022, a family were all fast asleep in their brand new home. They had purchased the property from an 80-year-old man's family because he passed away after falling over in the living room. It came at a cheap cost, and with a fairly young child, the family were struggling on money, so decided to buy it. For a while, everything was peaceful, and no sign of the house being haunted came to light. That was until the son continuously told his parents he could see an old man staring at him whenever he slept. Now, at first, the parents dismissed this to be their son's imagination, as he was getting towards the age where it starts to run wild. However, the following video convinced them that this might not have been the case.
No. Is there no one in that bed?
At approximately 2 a.m., the kid was launched out of his bed in a way so unnatural that it couldn't have been a regular fall. The parents believed that the supposed old man in the room tossed him out, and since the camera didn't pick up another person, it must have been a ghost, the ghost of the former house owner. The kid was okay with some minor head injuries, but nothing that would affect him for more than a week. From that day, the family kept the door to that room locked, and nothing has happened since.
Damn.
An English woman is forced to go downstairs in the middle of the day after hearing loud banging noises coming from the playroom. She grabs her camera and begins to record. Needless to say, the video she caught left her more than just baffled, but also terrified. Take a look.
Wow, I appreciate the compliment, bro.
See, and you think I'm crazy. The first time I'm here by myself, there's a picture on the floor, and it just...
Weirdly, a painting found itself on the floor when it was hung up on the wall the last time she had entered the house. Now, at first, you could pass this off as a burglar, which is horrible in its own right, but nothing compared to what it actually was. Just a moment later, the glass door swung itself open in preparation to slam before crashing closed with a loud bang. At first, we are unable to see what caused this, but in a follow-up video, it's all explained.
No. I never tried Toks yet. Are they all right? I've never had Toks before.
Zoomed into the door, the figure of a child can be seen looking downwards. It is very dark.
I've never done Toks before.
But definitely present, and the woman believes that it's what caused the commotion in the previous video. As well as this, taking our focus away from the doors, the blinds in the room behind them quickly open and close so fast that you couldn't notice without being pointed towards it. This was only the beginning for the family, though. On the same day, except much later, the same woman as before decided it was time to go to bed. After getting ready, she lay in her room. It was here that the ghost made its second appearance, except not visually.
You guys ever do Sherman Hemsley? That's not a joke. Warnings. Shit.
At first, banging sounds could be heard outside her door, and she assumed it was just her husband, who usually arrived from work around that time. However, things got weird when the noise started getting closer and closer without any sign of her husband, and eventually they reached her bedroom. At this moment, the banging stopped. The next morning, she mentioned the banging to her husband, who said he came home early and was fast asleep at the time the banging was. This meant that it couldn't have been him, and maybe the little boy paid her a second visit, but maybe she got too much of the attention because the next strike was at her dog. The following morning, the tensions were high inside the house. The woman's husband cancelled work to stay home and comfort his wife, and the children went off to school. At least the real children did.
The real children.
Why are you running?
All right, you guys, once we reach the super chat milestone of 9 more super chats, we'll immediately jump into our scary gaming portion of the evening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
The woman heard her dog whimpering from the room next to where she was, and with her camera, she went to investigate. She found the dog going back and forth in the corridor, crying and hiding as if something had hit her. But unexpectedly, nothing was in the house. Could this have been a coincidence, or a third pop-up from the house's new kid? Let me know what you think down below. On July 22nd of 2011, a man called Richard was home alone when he experienced one of the creepiest things of his entire life. It was 3 in the afternoon when he heard something drop onto the floor in his kitchen and decided to investigate with his camera. It was at this point that he captured the following video.
Do it again. Wasting my time, stopped.
Hey, what's up, McChicken Noodle? You said $1.99 dono to play Five Nights at Freddy's. What's my new job?
Do it again.
And has gifted 10 subs. You gifted 10. Yo, appreciate you for the gifted 10 subs, man. You know what I mean? Hope you're doing good, bros.
Get on time just yet.
Hope you're having a good night.
Can you communicate with me,
McDoodle
please?
Chicken.
Throwing stuff around. I don't know if to make it matter if it's because it's a cross or just because it was liked or just because I'd drawn around it. Oh, this is getting sketchy. I'm going to go out the car now. Open the window.
Damn! You woke up and had sleep paralysis, and then someone was outside your window looking at you.
Strangely, many items in the room started to drop to the floor without anyone else in the house. Richard claims that all the windows in the house were closed at the time, so this couldn't have been caused by the wind. Something else must have been in the room. Things got much creepier when the cross Richard had placed in the room flew to the ground more aggressively than any other item, indicating that the spirit definitely wasn't on the holy side of things. Richard understandably fled the house and waited outside, recording through the window in case something else else occurred. However, nothing happened ever again. Could this have been a coincidence, or did a ghost pop in to say hello? I guess we'll never truly know.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
In this next video, two friends have just arrived home from a night out, and one of them decides to go upstairs. This leaves the eldest one, Sophia, alone downstairs. At least she thinks that is the case. The time hits 3 a.m., and Sophia is about to go upstairs to get some rest. However, as she closes the kitchen door, she realizes there was a third friend in the house.
Okay, there's nobody here, right? Nobody here. What is that? Because it is not me. This is me leaving, closing the door. What is that?
Yeah, she might want to get that looked at.
Opening. And nobody's there. But yet.
I ain't never run that fast ever. Understandable. You ran to the deck balcony, swing it open, and nobody was there. That's wild. I've never had Taki's blue heat.
Somehow, the mirror reflected a second person in frame, ahead of Sophia. What makes this weird is that no one is actually in front of her, and the figure can only be spotted when looking into the mirror. Sophia speculates that the person was one of her old friends, Lexi, who unfortunately died in a car crash a year prior. Lexi used to hang out with Sophia and her other friend all the time, so it made sense as to why she decided to appear for the night out. Regardless, it left Sophia spooked, and when she showed her friend the video, they both went to bed in the same room. The following video was recorded in the basement of a young family's home with a couple and their daughter. The family had only recently moved into the house as they had migrated from California to Philadelphia for work reasons, but none of them knew how much this would change their lives. Upon moving into the house, they all noticed strange events happening in the basement, with most of them being self-moving objects. However, it wasn't until the upcoming clip was captured that they had concrete evidence. Take a look.
Like I was saying earlier, most of the stuff does happen down here. And I mean, you can't really.
Hey, yo, you guys, type a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to play Fortnite when we reach the super chat milestone. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys want me to play scary games when we reach the super chat milestone. Remember, we listen, we don't judge. Runs me your ass, cause that ain't your face, baby. Throw that ass to the base, baby. No, baby, we can't have a baby. If you don't take this plan B, bitch is plan C. Must be your ass, cause it ain't your face, baby. Throw your ass to the base, baby. No, baby, we can't have a baby. If you ain't take this plan B, bitch is plan C. When I pull out the D, bitches go crazy. They gonna let me fuck cause
out of nowhere,
baby.
A can falls down from the shelves, and the way it does this is very weird. If we zoom into it, we can see that it tilts to the left before actually falling, which is completely unexplainable. Following the can came 2 blue spray paint containers, another white container, and the door even closed itself. The father who recorded the video immediately went to the local church and asked a priest to bless the house, and he got what he wished for. Since the blessing, no paranormal activity has happened in the house, but who knows if it'll come and strike again. During the winter of 2021, an Arab ghost hunter named Hamza was commissioned to search a local residence that had supposedly been haunted for the last 15 years. Every known residence of the house in that time span reported paranormal activity, but it took ages for someone to pay a hunter to come and confirm this. It was 1 a.m. when Hamza arrived on site and went into the building. Little did he know this was going to be one of his creepiest shifts ever.
Hey, McChicken Noodle. Can we play Fort? We can play Fortnite. Maybe not tonight, unfortunately, but we can definitely play Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? If you do want to play Fortnite, if you want me to like stop the, if you want me to stop the scary and jump on Fortnite, that'd be a super chat request, which is 50 straight through my tip jar. You know what I'm saying? Or 50 straight to the channel. But I prefer it through my tip jar, and then we'll play Fortnite. You know what I mean? We play Fortnite. For a super chat request, I'll play Fortnite for an hour. I ain't mad. I was gonna make a joke. We yo W's in the chat from McChicken.
طالع يا جماعة أقسم بالله كأنه يطالع.
8 more super chats.
لازم
and we reach our super chat milestone.
When inspecting the building before he entered it, something terrifying caught the eye of Hamza. On the second floor of the building, something white could be seen, poking its head around the window and staring at him creepily, and when he acknowledged it, it slowly disappeared behind the blinds. Now, in this situation, the majority of people would call it a day, but since Hamza's job is to hunt spirits, he wasn't fazed by a sighting this poor. Because of this, he decided to enter the building, and what happened when he went inside was shocking.
Shoot you if you make me, bitch, I'm looking easy. Get an ugly bitch with my chin up. I'm a sick fuck, trying to get a nut. Sick fuck.
اسمع. طلع عن أبوك. بسم الله. يا جماعة اختفى الصوت. اختفى الصوت. أعوذ بكلمات لا تمات من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات لا تمات. أعوذ بكلمات لا تمات من شر ما خلق. 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 شوف يا جماعة. لا.
That's wild, yo.
يا جماعة معلش أعتذر منكم موقع جديد وأبو خالد مرة بعيد عني فاستودعتكم الله الذي لا تضيع وداعه. لا إله إلا الله. يا جماعة هذه طارت هناك.
نعم. Hey, you guys, what time is it where you guys are at? I think it's like 11:27 over here. Also, type of 1 in the chat if you guys can hear the audio good. Type of 2 in the chat if you can't hear the audio that good.
بالكعبة في صوت يا جماعة. حطوا السماعات يا جماعة حطوا السماعات.
Weirdly, large, heavy footsteps could be heard upstairs when Hamza entered the building, and this resulted in him going upstairs to check it out. When he reached the top of the stairs, he came face to face with a metal pipe across the corridor, except it was no normal pipe. It collapsed without anyone else in the room, leading Hamza to believe he had enough evidence of a spirit. He called his mission a day and reported his sightings back to the house owners. They decided to bless the house, and no updates were given as to whether or not it worked. On a Tuesday night, a police guard called Jay was working on a night shift. His job was to sit in the main office to greet visitors, watch the cameras, and fend off any intruders. But on this night, none of these instances came into play. Jay was just an hour away from finishing his shift at the time this video was filmed, but what CCTV captured really freaked him out. Take a look.
Just look.
That's another super chat. That's a 50 in super chat, McNoodle.
Just
if you want me to retell that story, I've told it like 50 times.
From the door, from the outside.
That's what's up.
See it? It's faint. It's real faint. I'm looking at it. I'm like, hold on, let me
7 more super chats till we reach the super chat milestone.
It's real. It's cold too. When I
and then we jump
hand
immediately into scary
things.
things.
It's real cold. Then it went towards back there, towards the door, all the way back there in the back. I'm like, whoa. I wanted to see it. Went close to me or some shit. I'm like, also ghosts, because ghosts do give out like a cold chill, like when you put like it's like a cold breeze there. I'm like, okay. Shit, I saw it came from outside too. I'm like, damn. And I wasn't even freaked out. I just wanted to see how it felt. I'm like, that fucking cold in the mud. So I saw it. That shit is crazy, man. It's been a while since I seen this, so like I said, it come every now and then, but you have to look real hard though, real hard to see it. It came from here and it went real slow. Just look real hard when you rewind the video.
If you look closely, you can see a faint figure sliding its way through the door into the main office. Fortunately, Jay was lucky enough to have been paying attention, otherwise he would have missed the spirit's entry. Upon seeing it, he decided to reach his hands out to feel its presence, and claimed to have immediately become more definite.
But
that this of the ghost, this ceasefire had to come to an end. It was a fortnight after the initial recording of the ghost that the final video
I will
of the
be
saga
talking
was
more,
captured,
but I'm
and
eating
it
a
was
lot
the
of candy right now.
creepiest of them all.
Hey everyone, I'm back. It's been a few things that's been happening, but I wasn't able to record at the time. You know the normal stuff, like the little white mist showed up and stuff back then. Like I think it was like 2 weeks ago. It came from the the mail room, and it went that way, but I couldn't record at the time. So, but I know y'all probably tired of seeing that anyway. But I saw it, but I was like, damn, the epidemic didn't even stop that motherfucker from showing up. So, well, this is something new something new that just happened. I'm just, I'll just go through the cameras, see if anything's going on and stuff. But this apartment right here is vacant. This is on the 9th floor. This is vacant. Ain't nobody in there. I don't know. I mean, it probably could be debunked. So it could be the wind or anything, but, I don't know. But it just kept, like somebody trying to open it. It could be the wind, I don't know. It probably could be debunked, so I'm just saying it could be explained and it could not be. So I'm just showing y'all something unusual that never happened before. All these other vacant buildings, like vacant. See? Watch. See? So like somebody trying to open it, see? Look at that shit. Now it could be the wind, I don't know.
Moving in a very profit bass, but all love to possess. Tons of evil spirits such as poltergeists, demons, and skinwalkers love to possess them. And the following video is an example of this. Have a watch.
So, here is a video of me and my son visiting the old storage unit, where I keep all my fancy collectibles. I will say the place is rather frightening, especially the basement level of this facility. And here's the doll you've all been asking for close-ups of. I found this at a swap meet, and I immediately knew this was worth something. I've had a lot of skeptics argue with me, but I do believe it's cursed. And you'll see why in just a moment.
That's what's up.
And, so the workers at the storage place brought me to their office and showed me a video of my unit, saying they heard loud noises inside. They thought it was me, which I surely denied. They wanted proof, so I gave it to them. I've been told it's a poltergeist, which I had no idea what that meant, until I saw a couple of videos online of said phenomena. But
see this right here, I don't think this is a poltergeist. Oh, hell no. That's something far, far worse. Oh, hell no. Bro, I couldn't even imagine that. Hell to the nizzle.
super creepy stuff.
The man claims that he found the doll at a swap meet and immediately
love
knew
Jolly
it was worth
Ranchers.
something. It looked
These things are
extremely creepy
delicious.
and didn't look anything like a children's toy should do. Regardless, the man took the doll, as he collects strange items of its kind, and decided to place it inside his storage unit. Luckily, the place he stored his collectibles at had CCTV within the units, which meant they were able to capture the unexplainable clip. Somehow, the toy moved by itself and scanned the room for things to do. However, it looked disappointed that it was trapped in a unit and immediately dropped back to the floor. It's a good thing they didn't keep it at home. On June 8th of 2014, a family was in their living room minding their
Why
own
would they name
business. It
themselves
was their youngest
Sinistar?
daughter's birthday, and she was upset that she finished opening her presents. However, something much worse was about to
W's in the
happen.
chat, yo. Alright, so 6 more super chats till we reach the super chat milestone. You know what I mean? Once we reach the super chat milestone, we're gonna immediately jump into scary games.
Yeah. Now it's done. Oh, wait, there it is. See if she moves. There it is.
Oh, hell no.
Strangely, the doll moves by itself in an eerie fashion, tilting its head to the left as if trying to get a better view of the man. This action is unexplainable because the box was taped shut since the doll had moved before, meaning that no one or nothing could touch the doll and cause it to move. Since it was impossible for it to move alone, the doll's owner considered it to be possessed and added a lot more tape to the box after this incident. However, he weirdly wasn't freaked out and decided to take a close-up video for people wondering what the doll looked like. It was a day after it moved by itself when the video was taken, and he explains everything, so have a look.
I don't, but I'll get you one.
That thing looks like a goddamn Slender Tubby.
I got her about 2 years ago at a thrift store. There were 3 of them, and for whatever reason, she was very far away from the other ones. And for some reason, I just really wanted this one. She's very cool. I really love the gesture style. It's cool. I don't know if she's ever been opened, but I've never opened the box. It's
Hey, Ali, what channel would you be talking about?
Yeah, I just left her there. It's kind of cool.
When the man purchased the doll, it was separated from all of the other ones,
Yeah,
which
that's real stuff,
immediately
Octavio.
made things suspicious.
For
Most
real, for
stores
real.
keep related items together, but clearly
That's for
the
real, for
store
real,
the
Ghost
doll
Talking.
came from didn't. At
W's
least
in the
that's
chat.
what is implied.
Appreciate
For all
you
we know,
guys.
it could have moved on to
You
the
guys got
other
good
side
energy.
of the store by its own accord, which makes
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
since it showcased its abilities on camera before.
you guys,
From the moment
what
of
time
this
is it where you
video
guys
and
are at?
onwards, the doll continued to be in different positions every morning, but unfazed. The man
And
made
what'd you guys
sure it
eat
stayed
today?
on the same shelf forever.
For breakfast,
This
I
YouTuber
suppose.
was exploring the Molly Stark Sanatorium, but although he thought he was alone, he definitely wasn't. Molly Stark Sanatorium is known as one of, if not the most haunted sanatorium in the United States, and the YouTuber, James, was very brave to visit it for some content. The time reached 2 p.m., and he was so deep into the building
hope you guys
that all
having a
the
good day today,
sunlight
man.
had disappeared. It was
Bro,
at
my
this
day was
moment that
awesome.
the first hauntings
You know what
of
I'm saying?
many occurred.
My day was awesome. Well, I made friends with a whole bunch of Playboy bunnies, with like 20 of them. You know what I'm saying? Best friends.
What the fuck was that? Listen. Oh, shit.
But yeah, man, them Playboy bunnies that I met today, man, they real nice people, you know what I mean? Playboy bunnies are really nice people, you know?
That's weird.
6 days omelet. That's what's up, Charles.
As James was walking down a dark corridor, the door on the right side of the room opened ever so slightly without anyone there. Now at first, this could have been excused as the wind, but there are two reasons why this is not the case. First of all, as James pointed out, if wind was present in the corridor, then the wire ahead would have moved as well. Second of all, if sunlight couldn't be seen, it makes no sense that wind could have reached the location. With wind being completely eliminated, it left James to believe something else was exploring the sanatorium with him, and this would be confirmed 5 minutes later.
What the fuck is that? Yo, do you see that shit, y'all? What the fuck? Yo. What?
Yeah, damn this.
What the f... That is crazy.
Hey, what's up, Mystic Phoenix?
There's somebody down here. Oh, shit. There's somebody down here. I swear I saw somebody. What the...
If I saw a ghost walking down this hallway, I'm not gonna walk after it.
What the fuck?
That's unblasphemous like.
I'm strapped just in case, y'all.
Weirdly, a smartly dressed man could be seen across the corridor, walking like a normal human being, except it was far from it. Out of fear, James pulled out a weapon, which is why the camera shook so much. But when he continued forward to try and find the man, no one could be seen. It was an apparition of the ghost trying to scare James, and it was definitely successful. However, it was done yet, and had another appearance hidden up its sleeve. After seeing this hyper-realistic apparition, James decided it was best to leave the sanatorium. He immediately turned back on himself and eventually made it back outside, seeing a couple of moving objects on the way back. But when he made it to the entrance, another apparition was waiting for him. On the balcony at the very height of the building, a female-like figure quickly walked up to watch James leaving the sanatorium. However, it turned back on itself just as fast. James thinks that this was the same ghost appearing as an apparition, but it could have been another one, considering the gender swap. I'll let you answer that question by yourself in the comments. The following video was taken at Evergreen Cemetery in May of 2016. The cemetery is said to be haunted by the ghost of a young woman who lost her baby. She died shortly after and was buried in this cemetery. She has a statue there and is rumored to search for her baby at night. A couple visited the cemetery to see if this ghost was real and decided to record using their drone, and what they caught was beyond shocking.
Hey, what's up, Jack Avery? What's up, yo? Yeah. I'm gonna check the Twitch. Hey, thanks for the follows, yo.
This happened in 1996 in my hometown of about 100,000 people. I was 15 years old from the suburbs and went to a high school in the city. I finished with class and for some reason I decided to walk to the main bus station instead of just waiting at the nearest bus stop. I stood at the gate that my bus line number 15 starts from. Another bus line number 17 also starts from the same gate. After waiting for about 10 minutes, a man asks me if bus number 17 is taken off yet. I say yes.
Hey, what's up,
I'm
Belinda
sorry,
R?
you just missed it. The man, who
Hope you
looked
guys
to be at
having a
least
good day.
30, maybe 40,
Yeah.
then introduces himself
My
to
day
me
is
as
going
Mark.
good, bro. This dude look like a joker.
He stretches out his hand for me to shake it.
Ooh.
I didn't want to be impolite, so I do. I introduced myself as Maya. My name is not Maya. It was bizarre to me that a grown man was introducing himself to me at a bus station. I may have been 15, but I knew better. He asked me if I just finished school. I say yes. Then he asked me what school I go to. I lie. Then asks if I'm going home. I say no, even though I am. Then asks me where I'm going, and I say to a friend's house. My bus pulls up and I get on it. Strangely, this man, Mark, gets on as well. I know for a fact he'd asked me if number 17 had taken off yet. If he was originally planning on going on number 17, there is absolutely no reason to get on my bus, number 15. They don't have a single stop in common.
He should have got off.
I sit down and he sits himself next to me. He asks me which year of high school I'm in. I lie for some reason and say I'm a junior. I was actually a freshman at the time. He says I look too young to be a junior. I say I hear that all the time. Then he asks me if I have a boyfriend, and I say no, and he says that I should. I then ask him where he is going, and he says he's going home. I ask if he isn't planning on taking number 17. He says no, and tells me he lives at the very end of bus line 15. That was odd. I've never seen him on the bus before. He asked me if I'm on my way home as well, and I say no, that I'm visiting a friend. Looking back, he knew I was lying. I was sure he believed me, and I really thought I had the situation under control.
Bro, I bet stuff like this really do happen, bro. That's ugh.
I should have walked to the bus driver and told him what was going on. I didn't because I was just scared.
What's up, dude?
I didn't want to make a scene out of nothing. There were plenty of people around.
Yeah, appreciate the compliment, Belinda.
I really thought that he was just a harmless,
hey, what's up,
lonely
Mystic
weirdo.
Phoenix?
We
Yo,
get
what's
to
up,
my
Adrian
stop.
the Goat?
I purposely miss it, and I get off at the next one, thinking I'll fool him and then just walk home a bit longer. To my surprise, he gets off as well, and I ask him where he's going, and he says he wants to walk me home. Again, I tell him that I'm not going home. I'm visiting a friend. He says that's fine, he'll walk me. I say he really doesn't need to, and in a stern, irritated tone, he tells me to shut up and walk. There is no one on the street now. We are the only ones who got off the bus here. I'm alone with this weird man who followed me from the bus station. I can't go home because I don't want him to know where I live. I start panicking, and I don't know what to do, so I just freeze and stand there.
Walk the wrong way, bitch.
In an instant, he went from weird but chatty and smiley to telling me to shut up, and I went from feeling in control to knowing I really fucked up. He put his hand on my shoulder and tells me that he doesn't have much time, so we should get going. I want to tell him that he clearly does, but I don't want to anger him more, so I just nod. He tells me that if I'm good, I don't have to be scared of him. I lie and say I'm not scared. He asks me if that means I plan on being good. I say yes. He forced me to repeat it in a whole sentence. Yes, I will be good. I begin walking. I don't know where I was going, I just walked. He walked with me, with his hand on my shoulder still. I was never religious growing up, but I remember praying.
Girl, look, in real life, man, you better walk the exact opposite way where you live. You better walk to the police station out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you better walk for 6 hours in the opposite direction. Damn no.
That I don't pass out. My heart was beating so fast and breathing was difficult. I was sure I was about to collapse and die. Then I spotted an older man tending to his garden in front of a house. That's the last thing I remember. I have a vague memory of running. I was later told that I was screaming for help while running towards the older man, while Mark ran off. The older man called the police and they contacted my parents. The police couldn't do anything but take my statement. Since my parents both worked and couldn't take me to and from school, they bought me a new phone the very same day. This was in the 90s when mobile phones were a luxury. I wish the story ended here. After the event, I only ever got on the bus at the stop right in front of my school. A few weeks passed, and I did so like I did any other day. We locked eyes as soon as I stepped on. He was on the bus with the biggest grin on his face, like he couldn't be more excited to see me. I was so creeped out, I immediately got off and ran into the school. I called my mom in tears, and she had me find a teacher to walk me to her car when she came to get me. The school was then notified on the situation. After that, he was spotted walking around the school several times, sometimes a few days in a row, but sometimes he wasn't seen for weeks. The police were of no help. They couldn't do anything until he actually hurt me, or showed up on school property or at my home. I spent the rest of the year waiting in the school until late afternoon so my mom could pick me up after work. We always took a very long route home. I now know that she was making sure we weren't being followed. My parents then had me switch schools. Thankfully, he was never spotted in my neighborhood, and I'm very sure he never found out my name or got my address. I only ever saw him one more time. I was 21, in my hometown, on summer break from university. I saw him in a grocery store in a whole different part of town. He didn't seem to recognize me, didn't even really look at me, but I immediately recognized him. Where I live, there is no convicted criminal list like in the US. Such cases are not reported. And I never found out the man's full name. I have no idea who he is or what he has done in the past. I don't know what he would have done to me. My belief is that he might have been mentally challenged, saw me, liked me, and followed me. My mother believes that it was much more complex, that he was planning something, that he knew exactly where we were going. My dad still doesn't talk about it. I'm just happy he's out of my life.
It's wild.
I know it's still February, but I'm writing this story because I can't wait for summer, and I strongly dislike the cold, windy winter weather. This story happened to me back in the summer of 2018.
Weirdly enough, man, when I was younger, bruh, I remember this dude trying to abduct me, bro, and I was like literally 17 years old, bro. It ain't make no damn sense, bro. I'm standing at the bus stop, bro. I'm waiting on the bus, and this white dude pulls up in a black Camaro. He's like, "Hey, man, you want to ride? You can come get in." And I was like, "No. Yeah, well, thanks for the offer, though, but I'm good." And he's like, "Oh, come on, man, get in the car." And I was like, "Nah, I'm good. You know, have a nice day, man." And he opens up the car door and leans his head like, "Come on, man. Like, what, you don't trust me?" I'm like, "Bro, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't get away from me, bro." You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean? Luckily enough, he didn't, like, you know, chloroform me or nothing, you know what I mean? But still, it wasn't fun.
And I was transitioning into the 8th grade. I went to a sleepaway camp in the Appalachian Mountains. I considered it a second home for me. I didn't really have to worry about schoolwork, besides summer homework, and I made some of the greatest friends I had ever had there. This is one of my main reasons why summer is my favorite season. I got along with literally everyone at the camp, except this one person made me see how dangerous people can really be. That summer, there was a new counselor whose name was Art. He looked to be about in his 50s, due to his white hair and his slightly wrinkled skin. Being a camp counselor in your 50s does not seem right to me. I don't know about you guys, but it gives off pedophile vibes to me. When
This dude's a weirdo. Like, what? How old is a camp counselor? What are you?
When my bunk first met him, he seemed like a trustworthy person, though. For the first week of camp, he helped us clean out our bunk when it was dirty and talked to us whenever we were feeling down. I and my bunk didn't have any problem with him from the start, but the girls around camp would talk behind Art's back. They would say something like, "He's a creepy old man that probably preys on children." After all, he is way older than all the other counselors, so I can see where they were coming from. One night, things got a little intense. We had a recess night where we got to do whatever we wanted to, and I and my fellow bunkmates played tennis with each other. During the game, Art would watch us the whole time. During that time, he would give off a big grin that looked like
hell no.
Went to go see what the noise
I'm about to watch about no dude who likes dudes.
Was, and when they reached the bottom stall where the noise was coming from, they opened the door, and they all saw the one and only 50-year-old counselor, Art, sitting on the toilet with his pants down, revealing his genitals. He then smiled and said, "Hey, pretty girls."
Oh boy. I'm gonna throw up on everybody.
Found nature and a wholesome character. Everyone felt comfortable around him. John was the type of person that could get along with anyone. He was trustworthy, dependable, and genuinely kind. I was happy that my husband was able to keep such a good friend in this day and age when true friendships are so hard to find. Both me and my husband are estranged from our families, so we were lucky to have someone like John in our lives, and we considered him like family.
Hey,
John
Marcus.
was a nerd, like
ID.
us, so we had many of the
ID.
same interests. We would meet up every once in a while to grab something to eat, catch a movie, or just hang out at the house playing retro board games and discussing technology. We all three had a love of computers, so my husband and John often shared with each other small programs that they could write. My husband and I built computers for a time, and John would come by to give his opinion and advise us on our projects. I suppose the only curious thing about John at that point was that he never really had a girlfriend. In all the years we knew him, he had always been single. He never even dated. I didn't understand why such a nice guy hadn't found someone yet.
Oh boy.
Our lives seemed to evolve and change, but John just sort of stayed.
What I was supposed to say after he said, I can't understand why a nice guy hadn't found somebody yet. I was supposed to say, message. Because, yeah.
Where he had always been, living with his family and never became involved with anyone romantically. And for a while there, we started thinking that maybe he was gay and was simply scared to reveal it since he had a pretty traditional family who he was very close to. And though we wandered amongst ourselves, we never brought it up to him as it seemed kind of inappropriate. It would be like we were invading his privacy or meddling in his life, and we figured that he would eventually find someone when he was ready.
Miller?
John suddenly moved away to a city that was 3 hours away. When he told us, we thought at first that he had decided to finally move on his own, but we were wrong. He had actually moved into a home that his older sister had bought for her retirement. Since she wasn't ready to retire just yet, she was letting him stay there for the time being, and that's when things began to change. John sort of fell off the map. He wouldn't call, he wouldn't visit nor ask us to come visit him. My husband and I figured it was because of the distance. Also, he was probably settling into his new place and getting accustomed to a new city. But time continued passing, and I could tell my husband was really missing his friend. And I had to admit that I was too. We had such good times together, and it was so unlike John to disconnect like that. It was so difficult to get in contact with him on the phone, and he wasn't very active on his social media either. And I started to worry about him. I also didn't want my husband to continue distancing himself from his best friend, as it could become permanent. And so I made it my mission to reignite our friendship. I called John and arranged for us to go visit him. Surprisingly, he didn't seem to even acknowledge the fact that it had been about 2 years since we had last seen each other. When we arrived at his place, I was taken a little aback, as I hadn't been expecting what I saw. The house was in a pretty secluded neighborhood in the middle of nowhere, actually, and I didn't know how he could get used to it here, going from a big city and all. And also, I hate to say this, but the house seemed dirty and messy, and John told us that he had transferred his job to this new city, even though they offered him a promotion. He had declined it, and he didn't want to work the extra hours. I looked around and thought that this made sense, since it seemed like John didn't like leaving the house very much, and I chuckled to myself as I thought the house looked more like a bunker than a home. To my dismay, I saw that John had his own room, as if he was still a teenager.
Yeah, at least
in fact, it was decorated as if that is exactly what he still was. It was a mess in there. Computers and computer equipment on the floor, wires everywhere, clothes thrown about all over the place. And John said his sister came to stay every other weekend, so she had the main bedroom for herself. He expressed how he hated for his privacy to be interrupted when she stayed over, but what could he do? And I thought to myself that he could just get his own place, but I didn't say it out loud. We all decided to go to dinner and browse some of the stores in the area, and I couldn't help myself any longer and asked John why we had lost contact. It had become so difficult to get a hold of him lately, and he kind of just shrugged it off and said that he had been so busy with the move that he must have lost track of time. He didn't ever want to lose contact like that with us again, and he appeared genuine, but something felt off to me. His answers were too short and generic, as if there had been some sort of script or he had practiced somehow. My husband told him that he thought that he would have had his own place by now since he moved all the way out here, and John said that it was just financially easier this way. Again, another short and very generic reply. I asked him if he was seeing anyone, and he said that he wasn't in a position to really do that right now, as he really wanted to get his finances in order first. I thought that every reply he gave made sense and was perfectly reasonable, but I also knew that he was lying. Rather, he was hiding. I just didn't know what it was. It was just this nagging feeling that I couldn't shake off, and John just didn't seem like the person that we had known once. My husband and I drove home, kind of confused but glad that we had spent some time with our old friend, and it had been a long time coming. John certainly answered all of the questions that we had been curious about. We believed that now that we had resumed contact that we would see more of him, but that didn't happen. John continued to be distant. His social media continued to not be updated, but I did notice something strange. Since I have him as a friend, I could see whatever he did that was public. And I noticed that he was liking Nickelodeon programs and would sometimes make comments on their posts. The comments would just mention how good a show's last episode was, or how he couldn't wait to find out what happened next. And I found this kind of odd. His comments also seemed to have been written by someone much younger and not a man in his late 30s, who still watched kids' programs at that age. Oh well, I just chalked it up to John always having been sort of innocent, I guess. And besides, some adults still watch cartoons, right? And I suppose there isn't anything too weird then with an adult liking kids' sitcoms. And I didn't mention it to my husband. I'm not sure why. I just felt like I was, once again, a little nosy, invading John's privacy somehow.
This chick ain't shit.
After all, it's not like I had purposely searched for this information. Besides, what would be the point of even mentioning it? It's just TV shows. And over the next couple of years, John visited us one time. Once again, I had to make a monumental effort to get him to meet with us, even though he traveled our way often to visit his mother. And I got this uncanny feeling that John was avoiding us. Again, as if he was hiding, but hiding what?
Yo, yesterday you had a Reaper.
My husband had
chicken
pretty
strips?
much accepted the fact that his friendship had somehow grown apart,
That sounds
and
scary
things
as
would never
hell.
be as they were before. No point of continuing to force the situation, and I resigned myself to that fact as well. It happens. I figured it happened more commonly with childhood friends, since people do tend to go in different directions in adulthood. Some more time passed, and my husband mentioned John to me. He told me that he had wondered what he'd been up to, and how it seemed like no matter how hard he tried, he kept losing contact with him. I could tell my husband was annoyed and couldn't call John because he was upset, and I decided to just give him a call myself. I hoped he still had his same number, and luckily he did. John informed me that he had recently moved back in with his mother. She needed him to be closer to her due to her ailing health, and I told him it was good he was back because we were planning on visiting my father so we could swing by and see him as well. And for the first time, John actually sounded strained and evasive. It didn't sound like himself at all. He told me that he really hadn't been expecting to move back, so he was having trouble getting settled in. And for this reason, he said that he would not be able to meet with us this soon. We would have to meet the following month. And that struck me as strange, since his mother's house was the house he grew up in. He had his own bedroom there, so why would it be so difficult to settle in? I accepted his wishes, though, and told him that the following month we would plan on hanging out for sure. Nothing could have prepared me and my husband for what happened next, though.
Yeah.
As the month we were supposed to meet approached, my husband called me to come downstairs and look at the TV. He then said to hurry. And I thought he was just being dramatic, since he sometimes did so to get me to go see what he was watching, so I reluctantly went downstairs.
They're copyrighted,
I immediately noticed that he was white as a sheet. Now he had my attention, and I asked him what in the world was wrong now. He told me to look at this as he holds the remote in his hand, pointing it to the TV. And I sat down next to him, and he starts playing a news segment that was showing a courtroom. Suddenly, John is led in by a bailiff wearing an orange suit with his hands and feet shackled.
Shit.
And I literally did a double take as I couldn't believe that it was the same person. I thought my husband was joking and was playing a video showing John, or a look-alike like John, but there was no denying it was truly him. His full name was right there on the screen. The newscaster said that yet another man, John, has just been arrested in connection with one of the largest child trafficking rings that has been dismantled in recent history. John was just one of the many individuals who had been caught when the police successfully obtained their information from a website on the dark web that had been shut down for featuring and spreading CSAM, or child exploitation material. The investigation had been going on for a few years. Both of our mouths were wide open as we stared at the TV in disbelief.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming in the end.
My husband told me that he had been searching for a local TV show when he came across this. He told me he just couldn't believe it. He must have watched it over 20 times before he called me downstairs to see for myself, and I was speechless. Sometime later, when the initial shocks...
Hey, Stala, that's a super chat request. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a 50 sent directly to my tip jar that's commented in the comment section, either above and or so below. Either that or 50 directly to the channel. I'm now watch it privately and give you guys my review, as Stylus is asking me to do.
Subsided, my husband went online to search more information, and it appears that John's mother's home and his sister's home had both been raided, and they found hundreds of child exploitation content on his computer. John must have been collecting them since his youth. There also had been a DNA match. There wasn't much more information than that, and I was thankful for it, as neither of us wanted to know what exactly that meant. John is going to be going to prison for the next 30-plus years, and he'll be an old man by the time he makes it to his first parole hearing, and would have to wear an ankle monitor for the remaining years if he was ever to actually be released. And we saw that his sister removed his name from the house that she had bought. She also removed all mention of him from her social media. And for his family to have disowned him, the details of what John did must be truly horrific, and it's obvious his family has no doubt of his guilt. I feel so sorry for his poor mother. She was such a sweet lady. She had already lost 2 sons, and now she lost a third. My husband and I removed John from our contact list and any trace of him from our social media as well. We severed all ties. We decided to not even contact his family, and we will not be visiting him in prison either, though we have so many unanswered questions. This event broke my husband somehow. He has become very paranoid and distrustful of other people, and he's refused to make any new friends. I can understand him, though. It's life-changing when you realize that you never truly know anyone, regardless of how close you are to them. Not really, anyway. The sweet, humble guy that had slept in our home and shared so many great times with us had been an illusion. A very good magic trick. It's as if he hadn't ever existed except in our own minds. John had been hiding something after all, and he had been hiding that he was really a monster.
I used to work at a gas station. This was right at the beginning of January, after all the holidays. Around here, it gets insanely cold this month. I was working a later shift this night. Not a full overnight shift, but I think I was scheduled until 3 a.m. Anyway, it was snowing a bit, though it was really windy out and close to 10 degrees. Even just being outside for a few minutes was painful. Only a handful of customers even came through. Around 12 though, a man came inside the store. It startled me because I didn't hear his car pull in. The man didn't go any further into the shop though. He just stood by the door. I greeted him and he smiled and nodded, then stood there and looked out the glass door. My eyes shifted to the outside as well, and I noticed there weren't any cars. He must have walked here.
Or Ubered.
"How are you doing tonight, sir?" I said, striking up a casual conversation. He looked at me and said he was fine, and that he was just taking shelter inside while he waited for his ride to get here. I said it was all good, and that he could stay as long as he needed. I still didn't fully understand his situation, but it was whatever. I made myself busy, stocking some of the shelves and tidying up the place. But an hour went by, and the man was still standing there, waiting.
Weird.
I asked if he wanted to use the phone to call or something, but he said no. and just
Hey, what's
kept
up, Noah?
waiting.
Yeah, I'm having a good day, yo. What's up,
I mean,
Coolix?
yeah, it was really bad outside, but waiting this
What's up,
long
VA?
was strange.
VI?
Even him just walking here was strange. Like, where did he even come from? I went back around the counter and stood there. I didn't know what else to say to him. I waited another 30 minutes, spacing out and occasionally checking my phone, when the guy suddenly stood up a little straighter and looked at me. His eyes were dull, instantly sending a chill through me. I was gonna ask if everything was okay, but a light glared through the window. A car was pulling in. They came right up to the spot near the door and parked. Nobody got out though. I looked back at the man. He was still staring at me, but then he opened the door and walked out into the snow and up to the car. The driver rolled the window down, and instead of him getting in, they talked for a minute. Something in my gut felt wrong about this. It seemed like they were planning something, and I wasn't gonna take the risk. I walked around the counter and hurried up to the door, locking it shut. The man immediately whipped his eyes back at me. He rushed to the door, trying to pull it open angrily. Then the man in the car got out and did the same thing, trying to get the door back open. They were pissed off. I ran back to the counter and called the police, just hoping they didn't have anything to break the door with. Thankfully, once they saw me on the phone though, they got in the car and drove away. Obviously, they were planning something. What it was, I don't know. They were never found. I was at home. As far as I was aware, this was a normal night. It was the middle of winter, and it was snowing outside. I'd gotten home from work, made dinner, and went to bed. But in the middle of the night, I woke up to a noise, like the creak of a wooden floorboard or the roof or something. It was a loud groaning creak as well, which made me think it might be a leak in the roof. I wasn't too nervous, but I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep if I didn't at least do a quick check around. I got up, leaving the lights off so as to not wake myself too much. I lazily walked into the hallway and opened the spare room. It was full of workout equipment. I looked up at the ceiling, and there was no water damage or anything. I also didn't hear any loud winds from outside. I wondered if it was even snowing still. I walked over to the window and pushed the curtains aside. It was snowing, but not very hard at all. I didn't know what to think about that. Maybe I was exaggerating how loud the creak was. Still, I figured I should check the other room while I was up.
You 19 now. That's
I
what's up,
walked
AXX.
over and opened the door, looking up at the ceiling. Again, there was nothing to see. I took a few steps into the room though, and suddenly my foot was cold and wet. There was a damp spot on the carpet, like it was soaked in water. I looked directly up again, thinking there must be a leak I couldn't see, but there wasn't. I turned on the light, and now I could see several, maybe a dozen, of these water spots, all in a line, going from the window to the door. I walked back out into the hallway. The spots continued through the hallway and up to my bedroom. My heart started pounding. I looked through the doorway and froze when I saw them go further into my bedroom. I didn't stay to see any more. I ran to the kitchen, got my keys, and drove out. By the time an officer came to check my home, nobody was in there. Maybe they had already been gone by the time I woke up. I really don't know. The thought that someone could have been in my room that night while I was sleeping still just makes me so uneasy. It was unlikely I wouldn't have stepped in one of those water spots when I walked out of my bedroom though, so maybe they snuck into my bedroom while I was in the workout room, looking out the window, but I don't know if that makes me feel any better. The creak I heard was almost definitely them opening the window and getting in, or I guess it could have also been them leaving. However it happened, and whatever was going to happen, I guess I'll never know. I'm a 28-year-old male. I live in a small house in a regular neighborhood. The town I live in is in the suburbs, but it's right on the edge of a huge forest that stretches on for hundreds of miles. I like to take walks through some of the small trails that came near my backyard, though I usually didn't have time until later in the night. I didn't mind though, putting on a headlamp and having the trails to myself. This night, it wasn't too cold, so around 8, I threw on my coat and started walking. It was calm and quiet, like always. But when I got a little further in, I thought I heard something. I stopped and looked out into the woods. There was someone out there. He looked like a kid. It was way too dark, and they were too far for me to tell much, but they were probably 8 to 10 years old, and they were alone. Now, even though I took this trail a lot, I'd never gone out past it. Like, it was just uncharted forest. I'd probably get lost in minutes. So I was concerned for this kid. Are you okay? The way back is down this trail over here. The kid didn't move. I took a few steps into the woods and called out to them again. I wasn't sure what else to do. Go out and help them, or go back and call someone. I thought if I left, the chances of someone finding them later would only be worse. I started walking, continually asking them to follow me out, but the kid only began to back up. Not like running away as if he were scared, but they were staying within sight of me, and almost like they were leading me further into the forest. In the moment, I was oblivious to it though. I was just so dead set on trying to help this kid. I followed them for a couple of minutes, getting pretty deep into the unknown areas of the forest, when the kid suddenly walked behind something. There was a structure. It looked like a small shed, very old and worn. But what was it doing here in the middle of the forest? I thought the kid must have gone in there, but before I could check, I heard footsteps. They were heavy, definitely a larger person. My stomach dropped, and I instantly felt like this was some sort of trap. I shut off my light and fled back the way I came. I got on the trail and ran home, then called 911. They said they had no reports of missing children, but an officer came by and ended up walking back out with me. I took him to where the shed was, but at the time, nobody was there. This was stagnant for a while, and I assumed nothing else of it. But a few weeks later, the city went back to tear the shed down, since it wasn't supposed to be built on public forest lands. And I guess during that, they found something. Apparently something there linked to some sort of kidnapping. It's not very clear how or what it was that they found. They never fully released all the info on it. It was kept private. I'm not sure why. I don't know who that kid was I saw out there, or the person's footsteps I heard, but I can't seem to stop thinking about it. Was it really a trap? Maybe I'm an idiot, but part of me feels like it was some kind of vision or something, leading me to what was going on out there.
Nigga. That's wild, yo. Nigga. Those stories were good. All right, you guys. 5 more super chats, and we immediately jumping into the scary game portion of the evening. All little bad bitches in here.
It's bro about.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see this game. This new Chilla's art game came out. Yeah. Let's check out Corey X Kitchen playing it. What's up, Famous Links TV?
Is bro about to jump off the train? What are you doing? The Duke Dennis sound effect.
Damn.
Anomaly. 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 Here we are again with another chill. Here we are again with another Chilla's art game. Shinkansen Zero. Recently, I went to Tokyo and I rode a Shinkansen. Tell them where we at, bro.
We in Tokyo.
Eating a rice ball. So we on a bullet train to get to Mount Fuji.
Bruh, what's really funny is that's the homie Poised. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, Poised is actually a really good friend of mine. It's funny how that works, man. I'm gonna have to hit him up.
In Tokyo.
Eating a rice ball. So we on a bullet train to get to Mount Fuji. Boku wa Tokyo ni ita no toki Shinkansen ni norimashita. Now the Shinkansen that I rode wasn't spooky. You know, I had my bros with me. Great, fantastic time. Today, however, this Shinkansen, this bullet train, if you will, houses a dark secret. You see, there's something going on this bullet train that we need to figure out. I need y'all to strap in, put on your detective goggles, and help me figure this out. Now, with that said, what's up, what's going on, Corey Kitchen here, and welcome to Shinkansen Zero. Up, down, up, down. No anomaly in this area. The freak is that supposed to mean? Okay. Frame rate dropped by like 60 when I opened that door. Turn back if there is anomaly. How do I know if there's an
I promise, like, and even it's been a weird these past few months, and knowing
what's going on, buddy? Why am I just as tall as he is sitting down? And my light isn't on? The frick? You know we turn the light on in a horror game. Not a vibe is right. Hey, this is Shinkansen Zero, headed to Tokyo. This way forward. We're in a loop. Turn back if there's anomaly. Okay, so does it mean there are 7 anomalies? No, it's car number 7, right? So what's the anomaly?
Konnichiwa.
Ne?
Konnichiwa.
何してるの?
なんでもない。どうして?
また会ったね。
はい。ちょっと怖いですね。
お兄さんもゲームをしに来たの?
ゲーム?
Hey, what's up, Probably the Batman? Good to see you, bros.
僕めっちゃ楽しみ。お姉ちゃんが起きないから暇なんだ。
お姉ちゃんは何歳ですか?
いくら待ってもすっごく待っても起きないんだもん。でもお兄さんがゲームしてくれるからもう大丈夫。
いえ、お姉さんと話してもいいですか?
ゲームのルールは知ってる？ルールはとっても簡単だよ。
よかった。
変わったことがあったら戻る。簡単でしょ?
See something off in the train, turn back.
ゲームを終わらせる方法？それは0号車まで行ってその先の運転室でブレーキをかけるだけ。
簡単です。
トイレの車両は変わったことは起こらないからね。もう一回説明する？
いいえ、大丈夫。
よかった。じゃあ後でまた会おうね。
Wait, how are you gonna get to the end? お姉さん。ちょっと若そうですね。Turn back if there's an anomaly. I don't know if there's one in here, but I'm guessing the game starts now. Because if you don't turn back, you probably get killed by the anomaly, right? Also, they're gone, right? The kid's gone. Kodomo wa doko desu ka? Oi! Daijoubu desu ka?
Whoa, what the hell?
Oh my god, what is that?
Oh, great heavens!
What's that?
The fuck?
Whoa, what the hell?
Oh my god, what is that?
Oh, great heavens! Weird. Buddy, you're weird.
You want to explain yourself? I don't know what type of Halloween shenanigans. Kesatep! Okay, oh, he said if there's an anomaly, turn.
Understandable. I got you guys.
Whoa, what the hell?
Oh my god, what is that?
Oh, great heavens! Weird. Buddy, you're weird.
You want to explain yourself? I don't know what type of Halloween shenanigans. Kesatep! Okay, oh, he said if there's an anomaly, turn back. I'm thinking I had to exercise the seat demon. So go back. Okay. Oh, car number 5. Oh, so we did good. We did good. We got to get to car 0. So it's almost like you need to go through the entire cart, turn around, and then do it again. If the anomalies are just seat things, this game would be too easy. It definitely has to get harder than that. But so far, I mean, I didn't see anything. If y'all saw something, then that's not helpful because this is another live stream. 7, so I messed up. All right. My goodness, that scared me. So let's go back. 6. So 6, I don't think there were any. Right? Because if there's none, the car number will go down. 5, there was one in here, so we turned back.
Thank you, Godzuki.
4. So this time he's awake. This brother is a claymation. That's an anomaly in itself. You're an anomaly. You're a robot. Yes! Free baby. Hey. We making progress. So he's sleeping like he's supposed to be. Right, right. We need to go to the front. You sleep like you're supposed to be. Any seat demons? That's the next clue. Everything's looking good right now. Yeah, I think we're good. Shinkansen, because I know they're gonna change this text up too, to Tokyo, right? If I'm wrong on this one, boo-boo in my cornflakes and call it a chocolate shake. You're weird. 2, baby. We making that progress. Hey, he sleep, briefcase in the center seat. I'm telling you, I got a system going. Make sure the sister is here sleeping. That's right, that's right. I'm gonna turn around. Still going to Tokyo. This Shinkansen 0 headed to Tokyo. Okay, that's good. Still says reserved here. Let's check for the seat demons. Nice and slow wins the race. Okay. Hey, I don't see anything off. Oh, wait. The lights was a little bright, but I think I'm good. We got the suitcase. That's a clue. I think I'm good, though. I think I'm good. What was off? Do I need to take a picture of these freaking posters? Oh, I think one of the Who is that?
Oh my God.
Police! Help! Police! Help!
She looked like she about to cry. Well, I mean, obviously an anomaly. Somebody come get this cyborg. First anomaly I see, I'm just turning around. But I'm also trying to like learn what to look at. Oh, you know what else we gotta pay attention to? What seat they're in. She's in the 4 and he's in 16. Both window seats. I'm not gonna lie, I think this looks good. So 416, listen, this is the type of game where you take notes. Matter of fact, let me get a piece of paper. Sherlock Holmes notepad here. Because what could have jammed me up is if they would have moved her seat like one forward or one back, I wouldn't have noticed. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't notice anything wrong here. Let's continue. 5, we were correct. Turn around, check the posters. All good, still going to Tokyo. All right, brother's still asleep. Row 16, yes sir, yes sir. Let's keep it moving. She's still asleep. Row 4, still asleep. Hold up, I don't know if that's her regular sleep animation. Let me check. Seat demons, still row 4. Yo, I'm not noticing squat. Go to the next one. That's right, baby. That's right, baby. Turn around. We got a cat. We got a yellow poster. Brother is in row 16, window seat. Girl is asleep. Luggage above row 4. Turn around. I need y'all on high alert as well. High alert, high alert. All right. Hey, I didn't see anything. Nigga. I saw nothing. Yes, sir. Number 3. So, make sure row 16 with the briefcase center seat. Everything is kosher so far, so good. Oh, go back. You see the door? What's happening with the door? Oh, this is creepy. Oh, the door's messed up. The door is messed up. I didn't know the door could do that. Door is messed up. We're out. Door is freaked. Go back. Oh, yeah. Level 2, baby. See, I knew it couldn't just keep it simple with the seat demons. I knew it. Oh!
What the shit?
Easiest anomaly ever. Easiest one ever. And it's kind of dark back here. I mean, I feel like that's showtime, right? Oh, one more level. We got bro on the wrong side. I've seen enough. All right, and then he said, you get to 0 and then you leave, right? Like we should be straight. Do a quick seat demon check. Door not acting weird. Let's go. My game better be over though. Roll the credits. Conductor's room. Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. What? He's in 16. He's What?
本日は新幹線をご利用いただき誠にありがとうございます。
That kid
ただいま当列車におきまして、
That kid got ran over.
での接触事故がありましたので、安全確認のためしばらく停車いたします。運転再開におきましては、現在見通しが立っておりません。本日はお急ぎのところ誠にご迷惑をおかけいたします。Attention please. We have stopped momentary due to one injury. There is no plan for the train to stop at this moment. Please excuse the delay.
Nigga. What type of nasty shit?
その音は何ですか？大丈夫ですか？
お兄さんすごいね。
ありがとう。でも
成功したんだね。
はいはい。
キョロキョロしてどうしたの？
Why something?
もしかしてここが運転室になってるって思った？
No.
冗談はよしてよ。
半分。
新幹線にはグリーン車があるんだよ。
Wow. So this is a demon spirit, bruh.
Whoa, now.
お兄さんなら知ってるよね。じゃあね。それはね、グリーン車の向こうだよ。僕が0号車の次って言ったって？ 0号車っていうのはグリーン車の0号車のことだよ。まあ確かに僕の説明が下手くそだったかもね。
Kids? Yeah.
それはそうと、変わったことがあったら進んで、なかったら戻るんだよ。
This is very key. It says when you find an anomaly, forward this time.
3回間違えるとお化けが来るから気をつけてね。
Careful about what?
僕はお兄さんを応援してるよ。
The ghost will get you.
ね、お兄さん、さ、なんで僕たちはこんなところにいるんだろう。なんか変だなって思わない？
Alright, so the subtitles are one behind now.
いや、気にしないで。とりあえずゲームを終わらせよう。じゃあまたね。
Okay. Oh, nah. Turn back if no anomaly. Alright, so we're in the next level. Still going to Tokyo this time. Well, I don't know if this is a good car or a... She actually walking. Konbanwa. サンドイッチはいくらですか？もう一度聞いてください。このサンドイッチは別になんでもない。Why is this light off? Bruh, you know how hard it's gonna be if we gotta see stuff in the dark?
Nigga. Very dark. Nigga. Marilyn Manson?
I think that's an anomaly, right? Like, bro got... I don't know what's a normal cart, though. I'm gonna say that green-eyed guy is an anomaly. Is bro about to jump off the train? What are you doing? The Duke Dennis sound effect? Are you human? What a weird question to ask someone. Ningen desu.
我が輩を騙すことは不可能。は？お主はスーツを着ている。は？変だな。
Yeah, that Dead by Daylight stream was fun. Hey, what's up, Gecko? What's up, Alexo? I know Corey speaking Japanese.
How? How is that strange?
他とは違うようじゃな。それだけはわかる。して若者よ。どれくらいここにいるのだ。
It's only my third day out here.
列車の中で誰かに会ったか？
はい、子供。
それはいいことかもしれん。我が輩の優れた観察眼と 人生84年
Damn.
の経験から言わせてもらうと、ここにいるほとんどの人は実際の人間ではないようだ。話しかけても反応は示すことはない。
Yeah, I'm kind of getting the same energy, so maybe this old man's right.
まるでロボットのようだ。
そう。
我が輩は人間を見ればわかる。
僕も。
つまり我が輩の結論は、スーツの人を信用するな。そういうことだ。そうだな。疲れた。
Go lay down.
眠らせてくれ。
Okay.
その前に。
Yep. Just fell asleep standing up. Oh, we made a mistake. We're still on number 6 or number 7. So there's no anomaly with this guy. There's no anomaly, right? All right, let's go back then. Okay. Clearly, we're in freaking Silent Hill now. So there's an anomaly, so we go forward. Next level. All right, everything's good here. All right, you got the chick on the computer, row 16, typing nothing. Sucker's on her desktop. What are you typing for? Row 4 is death, by the way. 4 means death. Just putting that out there. All right, so I'm getting confused. If we do find one, we go forward. If we don't, we go back. I didn't see one.
Not one single one.
Okay. We sat down as we came in. Let's just check. She's in 16. We got him in 12, smiling. Got the cart lady on the left. Got the guy on number 4. So
yeah,
I think we go
speaking
back
Japanese is fire.
Again. Yeah. Safe to say we could go forward now.
ねえ、お兄さん。僕たち生きて帰れると思う？
Think about your sister. No matter what you say to him, he doesn't say anything. All right, easy. I like the easy ones. All right, so lady on a computer, 16. Guy, green eye. We got 12, that's correct. Guy in row 4, looking up. No anomaly again. I get nervous on the no anomaly ones. Did I miss something? Right? That's the whole thing. Did I miss something? Trying to make sure I'm looking at everything at a nice rhythm. Headed to Tokyo. I don't see anything wrong here. Oh, freak, we messed up. Bro came over the intercom, said strike 1. There was no cart lady. Oh, this dude's smiling a little too hard now. He's smiling a little too hard. Anomaly detected. Yeah. Regular face, 12. Got all her regular foods. An intruder has boarded the train.
No. Bruh. Oh man, that's wild. That was a sound effect from your boy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know Corey had seen my stuff.
Intruder has boarded the train.
No. No.
What does that mean? He's here. I can't see. Go back.
This is a game that looks like something I'd play. For real.
What do I do here? Do I just go through the door? It said he's here. Somebody's boarded the train. Oh, we're screwed. We're cooked. There's definitely an anomaly, dude. Dude didn't sit down. Okay, this is an anomaly. He didn't say knee. I think that's an anomaly.
There's a good chance that's an anomaly.
Green is go. Red is stop.
Hey, thanks for the follows, guys.
This is getting ridiculous. So now, you see what's happening, right? They're gradually depleting us of our mental bandwidth. There's no shot that it just stopped like that. There's no shot! She's about to move me.
Hey, thanks for the follows, guys.
Bro.
Motherfucker.
Jump scare again? Bro, he's not saying knee anymore. This game's stressful, bro. I mean, I feel like this is another anomaly, right? Like, he didn't say anything. What? What? What is that? Whose hand is this?
Y'all niggas got a flashlight?
No more of the freaking red light, green light, man. That was very stressful for me. All right. I think we might have our first normal one in a while.
That's wild.
Got the lady.
Yo, W's in the chat for Jane Rainey. Just super chatted
Got the
straight
dude in
to the
seat
channel,
4.
yo. For real, yo, W's in the chat. All right, you guys. 1, 2, 3.
What? Please, your seat number.
Technically a 7, but we'll say it's 6 more super chats till we play scary games.
9. Okay, I guess I'm gonna sit down. It didn't even say. Sit down!
Was that a ghost?
I get it. If you get caught not in this seat when he walks by, something happens. Something bad happens. The fact that they're throwing in other things while I'm trying to remember, this is so cool.
That's what's up.
Turn back if no anomaly. I don't think there's an anomaly unless they count that guy coming through.
Son.
We're dead. We're dead.
Hey, what's up, T? Who got banned? I don't know.
What? I mean, that death wasn't bad at all. I'm not complaining. Anomaly. 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 Honestly, when you get a strike though, it's kind of good. Because that's an anomaly. That's like an easy way to get an anomaly.
What's your name, man?
You staring or not? She doesn't have eyes. That's an easy anomaly.
And you're banned again.
That one was pretty straightforward. All right. Okay. We're on a roll here. And I ain't talking buns. Let's go, brothers. Let's go. Dude sat down when I walked in. Well, if I never. Strawberry shortcake. I think that was like the most angry sounding somebody has ever said that. Strawberry shortcake.
What's up,
like,
Nightmare?
hey, dude.
What's up, T?
Hold up. Hey, dude. Did you eat my strawberry shortcake? Or somebody's walking by and they drop it. No! My strawberry shortcake! Easy. All right, dude sat down when I walked in. Let's go. Dude sat down. Right. Okay, stop the train. Up, down, up, down. All right, train stopped. We're good. Why is it so dark? Where did everybody go?
なるほど。
I see.
この列車は止まることはなくってループしていたんですね。でもこの列車を止めることができて、ループもしなくなったってことですよね。
はい。
なんか違和感、記憶がない。
It sounds like all these cars driving by. Hey!
この列車に乗った覚えはないんですけど、それは多分直樹です。きっと記憶をなくす前、直樹と一緒だったのね。なんでここにいるのかとか、何か言ってましたか？
You're dead. You think it's on accident they're in row 4? They're dead. They're ghosts. You can ask them directly.
ありがとうございます。ここに来る途中に直樹はいましたか？
Yeah, he was in not after I stopped the train, not from the side I came from. No, it was from where I came from. He was on that side, but not after I stopped the train.
そうなんですね。なら列車に乗っている乗客をみんな連れて行きましょう。
Green side? I would call it the brown side.
直樹は普通車側にいるはずですね。
I think you got the wrong side for some reason.
よし、ここから出ましょう。あ、で、よく考えたら、そんなことになったらかわいそうです。
Hey, what about them? They can figure it out like we did.
この列車をどうにかした方がいい。心配しないでください。
Well, okay, what happened to y'all? Number one, who got ran over? Y'all remember in the beginning of the game. Number two, who was dead in the bathroom?
私たちは大丈夫です。
She probably got murdered in the bathroom.
それより、もう私たちは行きますね。本当にありがとうございました。さようなら。
Naoki! That's so creepy. Yo!
お兄さん来たんだね。待ってたよ。
Oh, you...
お姉ちゃん。起きたんだね。
She about to kill him? Why is she looking like that?
直樹、無事でよかった。お兄さん、僕はもう大丈夫だよ。そうだ、お兄さんも一緒に来る？
Yeah, I could be your stepdad. Huh? No, not yet. Where's my...
そうですね。来ない方がいいと思います。
It's not your time yet. Told you they were dead. I told you.
なんだか私たちに何が起こったか
分かった気がします。
They were in seat number 4.
心配しないでください。
Well, okay, what happened to y'all? Number 1, who got ran over? Y'all remember in the beginning of the game. Number 2, who was dead in the bathroom?
私たちは大丈夫です。
She probably got murdered in the bathroom.
それより、もう私たちは行きますね。本当にありがとうございました。さようなら。
I salute you.
The freak?
気がつきましたか。あなたは床に倒れていたんですよ。目が覚めてよかったです。運よくお医者様が乗っていたんですよ。
軽い静脈血栓塞栓症でした。
Do you need a doctor?
いわゆるエコノミー症候群ですね。体を横にして足を上げることで良くなったようです。
本当に良かったですね。
Why are you
この方は命の恩人と言っても過言じゃないです。
Why is she so robotic?
列車が止まっているせいで救急車を呼ぶこともできなくて最悪の場合も考えられたんですよ。 数分前に起きた人身事故です。その事故でこの列車はしばらく止まっているんです。
失礼します。業務連絡です。事故には若い女性と少年が巻き込まれていることが確認されました。
Young woman and a boy were in the accident. Why? What happened? Ending 2, sad reality. Why? What happened? How did they get hit by the train?
Good game. Good game, indubitably. Oh, snap. Big U. LA's most dangerous crip. Word? Damn. I want to watch that.
If you want uncut and extended versions of my videos, go. Checking in means to get in touch with a local gang, sometimes paying them for the privilege before arriving, not to be trifled. Streets there have a dangerous level of power and influence, and the city's politics are not to be trifled with. When many celebrities and rappers come to Los Angeles, if they want to navigate the streets safely, they need to check in.
They have to have an experience before they realize, I should have checked in. You know what I mean? Or I should have called, or I should have been moving a certain way.
Checking in means to get in touch with a local gang, sometimes paying them for the privilege before arrival to ensure that you're safe in the streets there. It's part protection, part extortion, because for those who don't check in and pay the toll, they might just find themselves getting attacked by the very gangsters that they had a connection with. One of the most infamous advocates of checking in is Big U, real name Eugene Henley Jr. He's been accused of being the leader of the notorious Rollin 60s faction of the neighborhood Crips, and if you were planning to come to LA, you might have thought about checking in with him.
Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. We can make sure it's done. Movies, videos. But if you don't check it in, oh well. Just gonna check your ass out. We're gonna check you in, all right. We're gonna check in all of your equipment.
Big U has ran the streets of LA for decades, doing double-digit stretches in the penitentiary and
man, they tried to rob my homie when we was shooting TikTok videos. They tried to rob my homie up in LA. Luckily enough, I was with him. We was shooting on the streets of LA, and these 4 dudes rode up on us. You know what I mean? And tried to like rob him for his phone and his money and stuff. But luckily I was there, and I was like, nah, man, we ain't doing that. Just find other people, man. You good, but just find other people. And they was like, no, man, well, we gonna, you know what I mean? We gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. And then I said something to them, and then they just turned around and left. They stuck around for like another 5 minutes, but then when I ain't give them no energy, they just left.
developing a feared reputation as one of the city's most connected gangsters. But to the public, Big U presents a different persona, one of a reformed ex-gangster turned community activist. He started Developing Options, a community-focused non-profit organization with a mission to keep kids out of the streets. Part of the GRID program, Developing Options claims that their mission is to decrease gang activity and to empower the community to strive for a safer, thriving environment for our youth. Big U would solicit donations on behalf of his non-profit and seemingly put as much back into the community as he had taken, being seen doing food drives and providing equipment and workouts for the local youths to keep them out of trouble, even coaching and commissioning for the Crenshaw Rams youth football team. Clearly, Big U was such a supportive coach in football that his own son was actually drafted into the NFL for his home team, the LA Chargers, a connection that had him and his father rubbing shoulders with music's biggest celebrities like Drake. But according to a recent criminal complaint, beneath the surface, Big U's persona is much darker than he'd want you to think, because he's recently been accused of embezzling hundreds of thousands of dollars from Developing Options, not just allegedly taking the money, but using the charity as a vehicle to extort famous rappers and athletes and transferring the money to himself. But the financial crimes he's accused of are only the tip of the iceberg, as the criminal complaint would reveal that Big U was heard in private conversations recorded on wiretaps, that he was the only gangster from his generation still having people killed, and that he was willing to murder anyone who disrespected him. And according to that criminal complaint, these weren't just threats, as Big U is accused of murdering one of his son's childhood friends, a former football prospect turned rapper who he had personally coached, with the indictment alleging that Big U drove to Las Vegas on his daughter's birthday to kill the young man for wasting studio time and recording a Big U diss song. As dark as this sounds, reading between the lines of the criminal complaint suggests that this is just the tip of the iceberg, with other information hinting towards Big U having been connected to a number of high-profile murders in the hip-hop community, including Nipsey Hussle and Quando Rondo's cousin Lil Pab. The insane details about the double life of this notorious LA gangster might be news to some people, but in the Los Angeles podcast community, this has been an open secret for quite some time, with other street figures who have been around Big U jumping on the microphone and speculating on the eventual outcome of this street drama for years now. Podcasts which I too have appeared on myself numerous times, actually meeting several of the people involved in this case over the years, putting me right in the middle of the story.
So I'm here to let you know as a man, you's a see how it feels to really be in front of the people you talking about and playing with?
No, I hear it.
It feel your, I hear
he does that all the time.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that dude get caught in certain places. He know it. He in certain places. How you get up and go to Chicago? Hell, boy.
So today, I'm going to risk it all and tell you everything I know about the secret inner workings of LA's street politics, the podcasters that have predicted this crackdown for years, the streets that have known about it for decades, but in 2025, for the first time, the feds have revealed for the whole world to see the bombshell allegations against Big U that triggered the downfall of LA's most notorious Rolling 60s Crip.
Nigga, that's wild.
Fast forward 6 months. Big U gets arrested, this is hypothetically, for these acts. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, that interview becomes completely fair game and it's an important historical record, and like we all have to look at it and say, oh my God, loose cannon, I'm so sorry. We all misjudged you, you're a fucking genius, you were telling the truth the whole time.
FBI says that South LA crime boss Eugene Big U Henley fronted a wide-ranging mafia-like criminal enterprise.
And the Department of Justice also accusing him of murdering an aspiring rapper in 2021. Investigators say Henley is one of 18 members of the Rollin' 60s Crips charged in the federal complaint.
He has maintained the image of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture.
Justice for them.
Well, what time is it where you guys are
When
at?
I go to Atlanta, I check in. When I go places, I check in.
Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. But if you don't check it in, oh well. Check your out. We gonna check you in, all right.
So you just refusing to pay your bill?
Yeah, I'll pay you. I'm just not gonna allow you to videotape me as I pay.
I was bagging my victims.
Closets.
Yeah, I was bagging
Dark places.
everything behind me. You know, kidnapping people, prison, and all that stuff. I had a crew we used to kidnap. That's what we did. We had a crew called the Body Snatchers.
Investigators say that he painted himself as an entertainment executive who's been giving back to the community with various charities, but they say Henley is a violent criminal.
Boy, you is a... I'm telling you! You gotta stop!
Funding a South LA-based charity, developing options. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar.
Understandable.
What you got? Justice for them. They don't really with us. until it's a problem. Then they call it, like Quando Rondo.
Yo, I'm so glad you're my friend, because all your options go to jail, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Before I turn myself in, I don't even know what to say.
Wait, that is DNA test in my brother nails.
Okay, so, ooh, that's bad work.
About Big U's alleged body, maybe?
Huh? The only way y'all know that is because you is the police, gang. No, I'm not talking about no.
Didn't I tell you he's a dummy? Rewind.
To understand the predicament that Big U faces today, being accused of leading one of LA's most notorious gangs, we have to go all the way back to the start to understand how these gangs, and Big U, ended up running the streets of LA. Like many black families during the mid-1900s, Big U's parents were part of the so-called Great Migration, where African Americans moved from the southern states to the northern states to escape the Jim Crow laws and look for a better life. They were originally from Mississippi before making their way north to Chicago. In Chi-Town, Big U's father would allegedly get affiliated with one of the original infamous gang leaders turned revolutionaries, Jeff Fort, co-founder of one of the earliest major black street gangs in America, the almighty Black P. Stone Nation, cementing an early gang influence in the Henley family all the way back then. Big U's parents would ultimately get separated during their time in Chicago, and in 1966, his mother would move to Los Angeles shortly before his birth. The family settled in an area known as South Central, this being the area where most of the early black residents of LA would settle down. More specifically, they would stay around 81st and Hoover, and according to Big U, it was here where he would first begin to rep the Crips, the gang which was founded in South Central around 1969, around 3 years after Big U was born. Founded by Raymond Washington and Craig Craddock, the Crips then spread further west by Tukey Williams, who would found the West Side Crips.
Because in the area where we grew up at, we grew up over there, was already seeing Crip, and it was already seeing Hoover in it, and it meant something different.
Big U had a very large family tree who would all move to LA, and the majority of them would eventually settle near Slauson and Arlington, to an area that would eventually become associated with the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips. But at the time, there would be earlier gangs.
We got here, the homies wasn't here yet, and then Van Ness Park didn't have no structure, nothing. And I think Big Bunchy was from Fruittown Brim. So it was like Fruittown Brim was in Van Ness Park. The 60s was on the verge of being formed, like it was just West Side Crips. And then it was West Side Crips and it was neighborhood Crips. And the neighborhood Crips was like down the line on the other side, like on Van Ness, like more towards where eventually like the hood took over. It was neighborhood Crips and West Side Crips.
This neighborhood is not only famous for being the home of the Rolling 60s, but also for being one of the main locations where the classic movie Boys in the Hood was filmed. Growing up, Big U would first become part of a small local clique from the immediate neighborhood called the AG, or Arlington Gang. Led by Big U's cousin Chili Capone, the group would eventually merge as part of the larger Rolling 60s, who became infamous around the city of LA.
We was at every party, we was at every club, we knew where every function we was there. And it was funny because dudes would be like, where y'all from? And we like, we from the AG. They're like, man, what's that? We're like, man, it's the AG, man, ain't no what's that. Then it's like, well, where is that at? Man, it's on Slauson and Arlington. Oh, well, y'all from the 60s. All right, fuck it, man, what is it, a problem? And then they would go from there.
Big U would get into trouble with the law from a young age, and already as a kid during the 70s, he claimed to have run with a car robbing crew, eventually getting sent to juvenile detention and spending a period of time on the run from whatever he'd done in LA and going back to live in Chicago with his father. But some years later, in 1979, one of the longest and bloodiest gang wars in LA history would start between the Rolling 60s and their former allies, the 8-Tray Gangster Crips. Sometime later during the early 80s, Big U's cousin and the leader of their AG clique, Chili Capone, would sadly be killed. Now, the more matured Big U would return to Los Angeles to seek vengeance, with Big U saying that at this time he graduated from fighting to guns, and he believed that a gun could get you anywhere you need to be in life. Standing at 6'2", Big U was an intimidating sight even without a gun, and he would still excel at fighting, which was the main way that the early gangs would settle their differences. One of the infamous places where this settling of scores would take place was at the World on Wheels skate rink, which was far away from the Rolling 60s hood, but where the members would nevertheless go to make their presence known. One particularly big brawl would make the Rolling 60s infamous throughout LA County took place on August 1986 during a Run DMC concert in the Long Beach area, where Rolling 60s would, according to Big U, attend purely to start a fight and establish their dominance. The fight would injure dozens of people and cause the LA Palladium to cancel Run DMC's next concert in fear of escalating gang tensions. During the 80s, the county jail would also become a familiar place for Big U as he was racking up some pretty serious charges, which according to the criminal complaint even included multiple first-degree murder charges and attempted murder of a peace officer, but it seemed that these charges back in these days would never stick. But his time in jail would also help him further spread his reputation as a fearless fighter and a charismatic leader, according.
All right, you guys. I'll see you guys a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? Just turned 1 o'clock. I'm about to get me some sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you guys tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? See you guys for tomorrow's stream. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a great night. Stay up. You know what I'm saying? Love you.